Yeah, hello and good afternoon to you. Yeah, today I want to thank all the subscribers for this subscribers to our channel, the Dennis Mukoya TV. I appreciate you all the time. Yeah, and I like what you do. The watching of our videos, commenting, sharing. Yeah, it's not a bad thing what you're doing. Yeah, also I can see an increase in the number of subscribers. Yeah, there are more views, which is actually nice, and we appreciate that. We thank God every day for that. But today I'll not talk about my video so much. I will talk about I'll just delve straight into the grounds of this piece for today. Yeah, today I want to give a tribute. Yeah, to all road carnage victims. Yeah, maybe some of you may have seen what I'm holding here right now. I hold this candle as a tribute to many of the road carnage victims we have had in this country. Yeah, I know every one of you, the subscribers, the viewers of this video right now, maybe you have lost one or two people due to road carnage, and today perhaps I just make this video to honor the lives and times and achievements of those people. In my life, probably I've also lost quite a number of people. I've lost quite a number of people over time, but the most painful among those losses are perhaps some old university mates, guys who you are in from first year to second year to third year, fourth year, all through. Even fifth year, for the ones doing engineering. But now there are no more. As a consequence of the road accidents. We honor their lives. We honor their lives. One that comes to mind. The first that comes to mind is one we lost like 6 years ago. He was a class rep. He actually did a very honorable shift. His name was Nelson Ombuya Mbwaga. Quite a bright guy. He had actually bright and audacious future ahead of him. But who unfortunately passed on while going about his business. Just coming from industrial attachment along Jogo Road. It was quite painful. Looking into the eyes of the family. Going to the funeral. It's actually it was painful. That's all you can say on the matter. That's why this is the kind of thing you can't even wish upon your worst enemies. And then the next one, who actually made this piece for, is actually also a very good friend of ours. Also quite intelligent. Actually, one of those people who was straight on for the first class honors in our class. Mr. John Obonyo. It was painful losing him. About 2 years ago, we received some saddening news that he had been involved in a grisly accident in Uganda and had been lost. After some time, we actually went, and it was a painful incident. Actually, the guy was buried. Then somebody came with the news that these people, how people behave, just mankind and also African traditions. Somebody came with the rumors that the John Obonyo had been sorted somewhere, but they ended up just being null and void. But that's not our grasp for the piece for today. We actually are angry with the fellow. We could have lynched him if Kenya did not have rules and law, the rules and regulations and the order. But that's not the grasp of this piece also. The grasp of this piece actually is to give, to remember those people we've lost. If Kenya was not a country ruled by the rule of law, but we are hoping that in future Kenya will be a country ruled by the rule of law, so that such things don't happen. But the grasp of this piece is a tribute to all the road carnage victims and a call to action. In the Friday Nation of the 23rd September 2016, there was an article by a similar title authored by the guy who was the current deputy managing editor, Mr. Nganga Mbugua, about road safety. In his article, he gave an anecdote about his uncle, called also aptly named Joseph, who at the ripe age of 27 decided to marry. Having identified the love of his life, he went to see his father-in-law, a staunch Mukorino from Naivasha. He came out from the meeting. He was a little unsettled. For dowry, the gentleman had been asked for a lorry load of stuff, inclusive of a saucepan big enough to cook a whole goat in. Joseph at the time was a barber and realized that for him to ever afford that sort of dowry, he had to diversify his revenue portfolio. So he started a small business venture, purchasing clippers with the view to sell to other barbers in Nakuru. He certainly would have raised enough money to make dowry in due course. Kenya are known to be very ambitious, and people love enterprise, and probably would have made it. Painfully, on his third trip, the matatu he was traveling in crashed at Mirera, not far from Naivasha. All the passengers died. The police retrieving over 1 million shillings strewn among the decapitated victims. The coldest story perhaps ever told. Yeah, but maybe the guys with more gory tales to tell than that. But that also ranks up as a really terrible one. But why would I recount such a tale at least this late at night in such gory detail? At that time, on Monday 19th, 2016, Ugandan media was inundated with news reports of a cataclysmic road accident that had claimed the lives of 2 foreigners, and 3 others were left in critical condition. Yeah, this may have been just ordinary, melancholic accident news, but the shock waves generated by this tragedy were felt far and wide. The epicenter was the Masinde Muliro University Engineering Fraternity, Sorority, and the fledgling family of the guy who was lost. We had just lost one of the most brilliant, enterprising, altruistic, energetic, and a staunch adherent of the Catholic faith, a devout young soul, Engineer John Obonyo. During our student days, Obonyo was a vital cog in the Most Engineering Students Association. Not just that, the altruistic nature aforementioned ensured that John drew on his raw academic genius, both the gift of wit and gab, to try to explain to some of us the more complex and intricate mathematical, electronic, and telecommunication engineering concepts. While the mention of the name Java only evoked images of expensive coffee, whose refusal to buy has seen some of us dumped by our erstwhile non-gold digging lasses, to him that was a tool of trade to program robotic equipment for industrial work. Among other programming languages he fluently spoke to breathe life to electronic systems included C and Python. To us he was a virtuoso and a wizard at work who literally spoke Greek. To many of us, how many of us can take pride in being able to multiply 3-digit numbers off-head, the digits being non-zero integral values, all the while keenly following the lecture? Try Jambita Wodsuba. Despite operating at the equivalent of the academic stratosphere, he still found time to inquisitively and incisively probe lecturers for responses even after the lecture. He even severally spotted and elected to correct an oversight in quantum physical equations by one of our more hubrical lecturers, who just took it in jest. Yeah, being a multifaceted guy, his prowess did not stop there. He was a classroom striker, always burning up academically and never winging. However, on the extracurricular front, more so during the annual interdepartment Tamasha Cup, he He was a goalkeeper of no mean repute. He produced save after save, some of Gianluigi Buffon proportion, to help our engineering class win many of the iterations of that cup. To others, he's just a statistic. One of the more than 3,000 people who die in road crashes each year in Kenya. But to us, he's an inspiration, a friend, confidant, brother, husband, son, and a true technocrat of this land. According to Mbugua, accidents sadly claim the most enterprising people in our economy. Many perish on the path to success and culmination of their toil, all the while chasing their dreams and ambitions. Reading about dearly departed souls on the Mombasa-Nairobi highway, Salga, or Ntulele, somewhere in Narok, these places sound like far-off lands, let alone Uganda. According to the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, the number of people who have died between January and September 20th has reached 2,180. That is 55 more than those who died within the same period in the year 2015. Yet in retrospect, NTSA have carried out more crackdowns in the year 2016 than it did for the entire previous year. Prima facie, about 3,000 people die on the road each year. But according to World Health Organization statistics, the toll could be as high as 8,000. Traffic police officers enumerate those who die on the spot or declare dead on arrival at the hospital. The others who die within a week, a month, a year after an accident are hardly ever accounted for as part of the growing number of road accident victims. Isn't it ironic that despite the high number of road accident victims, Kenyans have not been outraged enough to demand a roll of heads? Doesn't Chapter 4, Article 26, Clause 1 of the newly enacted and promulgated Constitution of Kenya, which furnishes upon us the right to life, which we overwhelmingly voted for, mean anything? With many a world-class business college in this supposed heritage of splendor, Kiganjo Police Training College still produces the highest number of millionaires per capita. News reports about police vetting read like a fiction novel. Landlords in the force paying rent for their tenants? What balderdash! In jest, a story has emerged of a young farmer who took the initiative to enroll at Kiganjo to brush up on his entrepreneurial skills. On a serious note, this is blood money. The motorists and drivers of PSVs routinely bribe police officers, and they are not only auctioning their lives, but the collective lives of others and souls. Authorities definitely know how to stem this tide. True, we do not have enough officers to enforce sanity on our roads, and we can never do. But as one Mr. Eric Kiniti, a road safety campaigner and member of the Safeway Right Way board, once stated, if we change the design of the road in a place like Salga, we will significantly reduce the number of fatalities occurring there. So why are we not appropriating money on the budget to achieve this end? Additionally, we know that if we increase the number of safe crossing points on Airport North Road and the Thika Superhighway in Nairobi, the number of pedestrians who die crossing the road will be drastically reduced. Yeah, but Kenyans are peculiar guys. Even if you build those bypasses over the road, you find a guy just, he still insists on jumping over the barrier. But yeah, maybe that's a story for another day. Why do we have unmarked speed bumps on our highways? We could go on and on driver fatigue, especially for the vehicles charting long courses in the course to make plenty more money. There is no system in place to ensure drivers work in monitored and regulated shifts. In Britain, such a system has been implemented not by the government, but by the entrepreneurs and the employers. Talk of forward thinking and not only pecuniary gain motivated business clique. Shunning overspeeding has been overstated. Repairing access roads to hospitals can save lives, not just of road accident survivors. Yet, roads like the one leading to the Kijabe Mission Hospital have remained in disrepair for many years, notwithstanding the institution receiving an inordinately high number of road crash survivors. Over to you, our President. Declare road carnage a national disaster and name it a crime against humanity, like the one that until a few years ago bedeviled you. Consoling young widows and attending funerals is way too hand-trending and should never be our only preoccupation. For now, for how long will we sit back and wallow in inactivity, despondency, and self-pity, condoning this asinine and repugnant ineptitude? We must stand up in force to be counted for our friends and our brothers. We will not achieve Vision 2030 if such amazing and compelling characters are lost from the face of this earth. Till we meet again, Engineer Ombuya, Engineer John Obonyo, and all others who have fallen by the same sword, we will need another John Njoroge Mishuki to enforce sanity on our thoroughfares. Also for now, I'll just have to pour out the libations of this product. Also, his brother here. Yeah. No, I'm not going to drink them, but just to pour out libations, yeah, to the fallen victims of road carnage in this country. Yeah, but before I do that, I want just again to thank all the viewers of this channel, the subscribers. Yeah, and I can just call the government to action.